Okay, let's review your study guide for Unit 4. Number 1, choose whether each equation has no real solution, one real solution, or infinitely many solutions. So let's talk about the first problem. X over x minus 6 equals 2 over 5. All you do, remember, we always want to get rid of the denominators. So we just multiply each other by the denominators. So times 5 times x minus 6. If it's a binomial, please make sure you put parentheses around it. So here x minus 6 cancels out, the 5 cancels out. Okay, so now we have left over 5x equals, make sure you distribute to parentheses x minus 6. Distribute those two, you get 2x minus 12. Solve for x. We move this 2x because 5x is already by itself. Minus 2x, cancel that out. You get 3x equals negative 12. Inverse operation, divide by 3. X equals negative 4. Okay, so we have something, x equals something, therefore we have one real solution. But of course, make sure you plug it back in. You have negative 4 over negative 4 minus 6 equals 2 over 5. As long as the denominator is not 0, this is a solution. Okay? Alright, I'm going to move on to the next one. So just pause if you have to, or slow it down. Okay, so we'll do number B. Square root of x plus 2 equals 5. There is a difference between these two. One is everything under the roof. The other one is only the x. Here we need to isolate x. So we do that by getting rid of this 2 first. Pretend like it's x plus 2. So we remove that first. We get square root of x equals 3. Now we have to remove the square root by looking at our index. It's 2, therefore we are going to multiply it by the power of 2. So now we have x equals 9. Now let's plug it back in. Square root of 9 plus 2 equals 5. 3 plus 2 equals 5. That's correct. So we have one solution. X equals something. That is one solution. Okay. Now let's compare it to square root of x plus 2 equals 5. Here we have to remove the radical first because it's already isolated. The radical is already isolated. So now we have x plus 2 equals 25 minus 2 minus 2, x equals 23. So then we get 23 plus 2 equals 5, and that is correct. Right? That's 25. Square root of 25 is 5. So there's one solution. Now let's check D. Again, please pause if you have to process. Now we have x squared plus 2 over x equals x. We have, remember, if there's a denominator, go ahead and just multiply it out. Multiply it out to everything. So now I have x squared plus 2 equals x squared. And then we see x squared is by itself. There's another x squared here, so I'm just going to go ahead and move this x squared to the other side. So now we have 2 equals 0. This is an untrue statement, therefore there's going to be no solution. Make sure you are showing your work for all of them. Next problem. There's a mistake here. There should be a 4x right there. So x plus 4 equals x squared plus 4x over x. So again, we get rid of the denominator by multiplying whatever is in my denominator and multiply it all the way. Make sure you put parentheses here because it's a binomial. So cross that out. We distribute this. We get x squared plus 4x equals x squared plus 4x. So what do you know? They're exactly the same. Whenever they're exactly the same, there are infinitely many real solutions. Okay? Because whatever number you plug in, it's always going to be equal to each other. So that is numero uno. Number 2 is a work problem. Angel and Crystal can decode the message in 7 minutes. So, Angel and Crystal, this looks like a together. So together they do one message in 7 minutes. That's together. Excuse me. Jeez. Okay. If Crystal will work by herself, she can decode the message in 15 minutes. How long will Angel decode the message by himself? Oh. Okay. If Crystal will work by herself, so Crystal plus Angel equals T. Crystal is going to be one message in 15 minutes. One message in X minutes. We don't know. So same thing as what we've been doing. There's 3 denominators, so I'm going to multiply everything by those denominators. Times X times 7. What's a 15? So that's 15 times X times 7. 15 times X times 7. Cancel this. Get rid of this. Get rid of the X's. Get rid of the 7's. So now I have 7x plus 15 times 7 is 105 equals 15x. Okay, now we just now two-step equation. 7x minus 7x. We get 105 equals 8x divided by 8. Divide by 8 to isolate the variable. X equals 13.125 minutes. Okay, that work problem is now finished. We are now moving on to number 3. For explanation for this one, just explain why you set up your equation like this. Okay. Oh, just get it, cat. Anyways, number 3, there was a mistake here. This part should not be there. Okay, so number 3, just do the box method. Just do the box. So square root of p minus 4, square root of p plus 4. This is going to be square root of p squared, right? There's 2 p's. And then negative 4 square root of p, 4 square root of p, negative 16. So then, you know, if you already notice, this is a negative and this is a positive, so I'm going to cancel out. And they're the same thing. I'm going to write it out. Square root of p squared minus 16. If you haven't noticed, the index is 2, exponent is 2, so they both cancel out. Therefore, my answer for this one is going to be p minus 16. Alright, so number B, same thing here. Let's remove this right here and let's go ahead and do our box method. Square root of m, let's call it the area model actually. Square root of m, 5. It's going to be square root of m squared. Outside number times inside, you cannot multiply together. So you just write it as it is. This is positive 25. Square root of m squared plus, they're both positive, so you add them. 10 square root of m plus 25. Index 2, exponent is 2, so those cancel out. You get m plus 10 square root of m plus 25. That is B. Last one for C, another box method problem. Go ahead and pause and try it on your own and see if you get it right. But I'm going to keep working. 2 minus square root of x, 4 Negative 2. Be careful of your negatives, please. This is positive square root of x squared. If you notice, they just cancel out at this point. And these are like radicals, so we're going to add them. 4 minus 4 squared of x plus x. Okay, you can write it in standard form if you like, but it's not necessary. Number 4, now we're going to rationalize the denominator. So you have to find the conjugate. I am looking for that keyword for your test. So square root of x minus 3 minus 3 parentheses because it's a binomial. So the top is easy, you just distribute. So that's 2 square root of x minus 6. The bottom, it does not cancel out. Make sure you actually do the box. Plus 3 square root of x minus 3 square root of x squared, 3 square root of x, negative 3 square root of x, negative 9. If you notice, middles cancel out. The radical cancels out. You end up with x minus 9. There's coefficients are not like, they don't have a common factor, so you just leave your answer like this. Okay, so this is A. If you have not done your snorkel, please, this is exactly like the snorkel. Except maybe their last step. Okay, anyways, B. Let's remove this here. So here all we do is find the conjugate. Square root of m plus 3, square root of m plus 3. Binomial, binomials. What do you know? It's just 2-box method. So that's square root of m plus 3. So if you haven't noticed, they always cancel in the beginning. Well, not always. But if they're the same thing, it's just going to be 1m. And then it's going to be 3 square root of m, 3 square root of m, 9. Like terms. That's m plus 6 square root of m plus 9 over, if you haven't noticed, for the denominator, the middle terms always cancel out. So when you do your box, so m plus 3. Go ahead and pause here and try to do it on your own, see if you're right. So then in your box, you don't even need to do this part in the conjugate because it's the same, but opposite signs, difference of squares. This is m, this is going to be negative 9, m minus 9. I mean, feel free to do it, but if you see the pattern, you don't need to. Alright, number 5, evaluate. Evaluate means we substitute, or basically do PEMDAS. So substitute says x equals 2. 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 10. Okay, you guys will have calculators at this point, but try not to use it here. Whoops. 10 minus 10, 0. Square root of 4 is 2. Number 6. This is what we've been doing. Cylindrical pipe is 8 feet long and has a volume of 120 feet cubed. Find the approximate diameter to the nearest hundredth of a foot. That means you need 2 decimals here. So V equals pi r squared height. So volume would be 120, 8 feet long. That's your height. 120 equals pi r squared times 8. We divide by 8 pi to cancel out, because you want to isolate r squared. So then we get r squared equals, I believe this was 4.77. Let me double check. 8 pi, where's pi? There we go. Yeah, 4.77. And then square root both sides. So if I square root this, we get r equals 2.18, but we are looking for the diameter. Diameter is 2 times 2.18, which is 4.36. Apparently, I don't know how to count or add on this answer key, so it should be 36. Feet. If you do not include feet, I will minus 0.5 points. 0.36 feet. But I think it was multiple choice for this one. Anyways, times 2. Don't forget times 2. Number 7, we are going to do... this is already isolated, so let's go ahead and just square both sides. So that's 4x plus 8 equals, if you do the box method, go ahead and pause, or even skip, to be honest. It should be like second nature for you guys now. So I'm gonna go fast. So this becomes x squared plus 6x plus 9. Now you see an x squared. Whenever you see an x squared, move everything to one side. Make sure they're in the correct spots. Please be careful about this one, because I've seen some of you still putting positive 4x and moving it to the other side. So it's x squared plus 2x plus 1. 8 times c on the top, b in the bottom. This is 1. This is 2, so the obvious one would be 1 and 1. You multiply the top, add in the bottom. So we get x plus 1, x plus 1. Therefore, x equals negative 1. Multiplicity of 2 is what we would call it. Remember, it would bounce off of this point on a graph. So we do have to check our work here, whether it's extraneous or not. So we plug it in. 4 times negative 1 plus 8 equals negative 1 plus 3. It seems like this is going to be a positive. Negative 4 plus 8 is going to be a positive. Square root of 4 equals 2. That's right. So this is a solution. X equals negative 1. When it's a positive, negative, it's not a solution. Number 8, which of the following are real numbers? On the contrary, imaginary is always even negative. Oops, even negative. Always imaginary, even negative. This is even positive, real, odd, real, odd, real, even, negative, imaginary. Okay, if you want to explain this to me, just remember imaginary is always, you can write it like this, I guess. Yeah, pretty much. Number 9, this is the one thing I kind of do not fully focus on. So if you need help, make sure you listen to this one properly. Here, you find your radicand. It says rewrite and then simplify. Rewrite into radical form. Radicand is 9x to the 4 y squared. Exponent is 3, index is 2. So write it down like this. 9x4 y squared parentheses 3. Now we simplify. There's 3 pairs of each. 9x4 y squared times 9x4 y squared times 9x4 y squared. And then you just rearrange it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna save you guys time. So index is 2. Circle 2 pairs of each. 2 pairs of each. Right? Oh, but then we break these down. So that's 9. 3 times 3. There's 4 x's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle 2. There's 2 y's. So it looks like everything cancels. It looks like everything is circled. So we're gonna do this. This is gonna be 1 pair of 9. So 9 times 3 would be 27. I have 1 pair of x to the 4th. Another pair of x and x. That's gonna be x to the 6th. Right, because this is gonna be x4 times 1x times 1x. That's x to the 6th. Same here. I have 1 pair of y squared, 1 pair of y. So it's gonna be y cubed. So this would be your answer. Now another way you can do this is the first part is inevitable. Make sure you know you have to break this part down. So this part is always going to be like this. Circle 2, make sure you break this down to see if it can go outside. But here's the other part, x4, when it comes to variables. Okay, there's total of 12. Here there's total of 6. Whatever your index is, you're going to divide them by 2. So now we have x to the 6th, and then y cubed. Okay, so because remember the inverse of exponents is radical, so you just divide. Either way is fine. Or if you are up for it, break down everything 3, 3, 3, 3, and then just circle, circle, circle. Totally up to you. So you'll still get the same answer. Alright, number 10. If you forget how to do number 10, just look back to number 7. Same thing, except first you just have to multiply by the reciprocal. Instead of 3 over 2 is 2 over 3. 2 over 3. These cancels out. These cancel out. We're left with a squared. Be organized. X plus 2 equals x minus 4 squared. Do the box. You know what? Pause everything. Do the whole thing on your own first. And then go ahead and watch the video if you want. So now we get x squared minus 8x plus 16. X plus 2 here. Minus x minus 2 minus x minus 2. Because we have a trinomial or an x squared. So we have to move everything to one side. We get 0 equals x squared minus 9x plus 14. We get 8 times c, b in the bottom. So now we have, this is 14, negative 9. That's negative 2 and negative 7. If you don't know how to get these, just go ahead and do 14. 14 divided by 1 is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. And it's pretty much just these two. And if 3 doesn't work, then it doesn't count. If 4 doesn't work, obviously. Until you get back up to 7. Okay, you guys do have your calculators, so. And then which one of these would add up to 9? Obviously 2 and 7. And since it's a negative 9, both of them will be negative. So that's x minus 7, x minus 2 equals 0. Therefore, x equals 7 or x equals 2. But you have to check. It's not as easy as number 7, where you only have to check once. So we have x equals 7. Let's plug it in. Go ahead and rewrite it into radical form. So this is x plus 2, 7 plus 2 cubed, because the index would be 2. This index goes here. Equals x minus 4, 7 minus 4 cubed. I know this is going to be positive because it's only pluses. This is going to be positive as well. So 7 is a solution. Now we check for the other one. X equals 2. Square root of 2 plus 2 cubed equals 2 minus 4 cubed. 2 minus 4 is negative. A negative cubed is still negative. And this is plus. So no. X equals 2 is not a real solution. So the only true answer would be x equals 7. Real solution. If you still have any questions, make sure you ask them before we take the test tomorrow. Otherwise, we will just start right away.